G'day, welcome to Todd's Kitchen. One of my old time recipes is one that I used to make with my mum, and that's scones or scones. Depends what you call it. Different people, different country, whatever. The point is, scones are incredibly delicious but also incredibly simple. So join me today as I make my old version of how to make scones. Okay, so we're definitely going old school on this recipe, just like mum used to make them. It's one of those recipes that she loved to make and I love to help. So I'm going to do it her way. So no mixer, no nothing. So we're going to start off with a mixing bowl, of course. And to that I'm going to place in 80 grams of softened butter and then 3 cups of self-raising flour or plain flour, but I'd say about 3 tablespoons of baking powder. And then for a bit of sweetness, I'm just going to add about a tablespoon of sugar and just a little bit of salt, say about a pinch or 2. Then just simply with your hands get in there and just start pinching away. So you're pinching the butter into our flour, and we're going to keep on doing this until we get to like a breadcrumb consistency. So this is old school, this is the way it's always been done. So when it comes to this particular recipe, I don't like to modernize it because it just brings back a lot of fond memories. Okay, so once we've pinched all our butter through, next I've got some milk. Now I've got about 1 1/4 cups of milk, but we're going to start off with 1 cup. So I'm just going to pour that in, and we're saving the extra just in case, because you really don't want to overdo it. So that's 1 cup in, and with our hands, using gloves or not, that's probably the only thing I've actually changed about this recipe is actually using gloves. Mum never used gloves. Just make sure she kept her hands nice and clean. And while my hands are clean as well, it just makes things a lot easier when cleaning up afterwards. So just mixing this through till we get to a nice firm consistency. But if you find that it's still too dry, feel free to add a little bit more milk. That's why we have the extra there. But just add a little bit at a time. So as you can see, it's still a little bit flaky. So add, say about a tablespoon or so at a time. And just mix it in. And just keep on doing that till we get to a nice dough consistency. So we definitely want a dry dough. Okay, so next we're going to need a chopping board, and just with some flour, just to prevent any sticking, we're just going to rub that on, and with our dough, just place it on, and we just want to knead it just a little bit, just to get it all back together, because you're going to have these broken up bits. So we just want to sprinkle a bit more flour on top, and good old-fashioned rolling pin, just flour that up as well. And all we have to do now is just roll it out. And we want to get it to about, say, 2 centimeters thick. So even without a mixer, this is very fast, very simple, very easy to do. Okay, so once we've rolled it out to the desired thickness, now you can use a cookie cutter, whatever you like. I'm just going to use what Mum used, and that was a cup. So just push down, and see, there we have our scone. So just keep on doing that. Use up all the dough that you can. And you're going to find that you can have this leftover bit. It's very simple. Just going to squish it all back together, knead it, just so it's all combined. And maybe just a little bit more flour. And just roll it out again to the same thickness. And then we just grab our cup and we make some more scones. And you can just do that as much as you possibly can, so you can use up as much of the dough as possible. They really are so simple, so easy. I just love them. It's probably one of the things I've been lacking for a while because I've been on a ketogenic diet. This obviously isn't the perfect thing. I'm going to give these to the neighbours, but they are definitely an all-time favourite. Okay, so I've just got a baking tray here lined with non-stick baking paper. So just place our scones on top. Just leave a bit of a gap. They should rise up, not out. Now, some people use egg, but my mother always used milk. So I'm going to do it her way because honestly, mother knows best. So with some milk, just going to brush the top of each one, just with some milk. And this will also help brown it a little bit too. Okay, so we're going to place this into a preheated oven at 220 degrees Celsius or 400 degrees Fahrenheit for say 20 to 25 minutes, just until they're golden brown. And just look at those delicious scones. They already smell fantastic, just like Mum used to make. So we just take them out, let them cool down for about 10 minutes and they're ready. And there we have our deliciously fresh scones, or scones. Let me know in the comments below which one you prefer. Of course it's going to be hard to spell because they're spelled the same way. But either way, they're made just the way Mum used to make them and they smell delicious and bring back so many memories. Now you may think this is a little weird, but Mum was always very particular about separating our scones. For some reason, she'd always say they taste better when you pull them apart as opposed to cutting them. So if you can pull them apart just like that, they're done well. Now you can put butter on them if you like. Me personally, I just like a bit of whipped cream, freshly whipped cream of course, and I like to top it off with some strawberry jam. Oh, that looks and is going to taste fantastic. Now I don't usually taste test such recipes, but when it comes to scones, my mother's scones, I just can't help myself. Oh wow, seriously that brings back so many memories. The scones are cooked perfectly. I love it when they're slightly hard on the outside but soft in the middle. And the best thing is they're incredibly easy to make. So get the kids involved because this is one of those old-time recipes that everyone can enjoy and pass on to the next generation. Just like I'm doing now. Because no matter whether you're young or old, or you're just learning this for the first time, they're going to taste simply delish. And please click on one of the links on screen where you're going to find my baking list as well as my keto list if you're interested in those sort of recipes.